What up?
I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead fucking presidents to represent me.
Uh-oh. Didn't mute YouTube. What up? How's everybody doing? What up? Uh-oh. Hey, what up, Nuclear Cheese? What up, Juicebox? Matt, what do you want to shout out for? It's been a while since you came through, I feel like. Oh, you do cuts? I'm a little long, a little shaggy. Ugh. Is this the next breakdown? I think so. It should be. Hey, Dirty Rag, what's up? What up, Kid Wicked? Let's jump right into this shit.
Presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead fucking presidents to represent me. Presidents to represent me.
Super tired. I'm not super tired.
I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead fucking presidents to represent me.
Alright. Enough of that beat. Let's just jump right into this. You got Yeezys, Fushigi? Okay. What up, Willie G? Alright, let's see who's first. Let's not waste no time. First up, we got Zobu. Let's see what he's doing. I keep rubbing my hands. I don't know why. This track's called Gold. Let's hear it. Oh, you couldn't finish Renzo? That's too bad. Have you submitted before? I thought you had. Would that be your first one? See where this goes. Some real indie shit at the moment. Made some real chill out shit here. Probably turn up the snaps and shit a little bit. The drums are a little buried right now. I know it's real minimalistic. Zaytoven technique. Good atmosphere. Let's see if shit switches up. Yeah, I think mostly if you just brought the drums up a little bit, things would be a little better. Because they're a little, what's the word? They're just buried right now. They can't cut through. Can't cut through all the wall of sound, wailing guitar stuff. That Yor says it's a never came back from the store type beat. Super chill, little indie clothing line core. Yeah, I hear that for sure. The background pad is eating through the mix. Yeah, that was coming through. Could have used a little bit more of the snaps, a little bit more of the kick. The kick was closer to being at the right volume than the snaps were, but pretty solid overall. And the end credits to every TV show, says Thugbox. Yeah, that could fit in a lot of places. You could sell that track to something. Well, I imagine the sample is from something, so you would have problems with that. But that sounded pretty good, honestly. All right, this is Tat. Let's see what Tat's got. There, you figured it out. That's it. That was kind of nice. It's a little overcompressed. I like it overall. I think. Good flip of the sample. It's so short. Why'd you give me something so short? I like when they're short. That's a little too short. I was feeling it. Adult Swim type beat. Says kablam. Good flip of the sample. I think if you added some bass, it'd be real nice. Pretty dope though. I would add some bass. Try and get some more of the punch back from the drums because it's a little overcompressed on the master. So try not to do that. Try not to sap all the sonic energy out of your 2-track in the quest for loudness and a polished mastered sound. And so it was overcompressed and it gave it a little too much harshness instead of having a good like punch to it. That was Taz. Tasmanian Devil. All right, next up we got FZPZ. Sounds like an arcade game right now. Okay, a lot of interesting stuff happening. A lot of different shit. Let's see where it goes. Elliot says, I'm feeling this, but I'm also not. That's sort of what I'm thinking too. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. I like how much shit you did. Stuff you sort of added. It's dope. I like it. I hope we get some more just straight grooving sections though. Danny Provolone says he loves the sound, but he doesn't like the chord progression. I could agree on that. It's a little misleading. You think it's going to go somewhere, and it doesn't really. There's some good bass lines in there. Willie G says it sounds a little overproduced, but it's cool. That's pretty much, I would say that sums up how I feel about it. It's a little, like there's a little bit too much going on, but it's within the band of like interesting and not overloaded. So it's not like it's overloaded, but it's right on the cusp of overloading what's happening. So maybe see what you can do. Come up with some other synth chord progressions, some other synth lines. Because yeah, I agree with Danny on that one. There's stuff I liked about it, chord wise, and there's stuff I didn't like about it. So see if you can just come up with some more variations. And trying that, but overall it was mixed pretty well, and mostly good sound selection. Some people didn't like the plunk bass that was in there. Let's see. Pretty good overall though. Next up we got Juiced Up 215, typical generic beat that I gave up on midway. How exciting for me that we're about to listen to this. Is that a rat tail? No, I don't have a rat tail. If I had a rat tail, I would show it. Maybe I should get one. That main synth. Oh, the sound. Oh no, not the girl, not the high, whatever it is. Am I done with Beat Fighter? No, I'm through to the semifinals. They're just not happening yet. There's one more round of quarterfinals. Then I'm in the semifinals, whatever those are. Yeah, this is over the top. This synth. Is that your tag? Someone yelling juiced? Wow. That's intense. Alright. Super, super over the top. So you definitely, very generic and just super extreme for no reason. You really ticked a bunch of boxes in terms of generic sound clips and sound effects like all the vocal chops you had, and that synth. It's like a David Guetta synth that you were doing trap shit with the jamming on the triplets. That was no good. That was a little too intense. It wasn't horrible overall, but it wasn't great. But that part really I did not like. So try not to do that. But try not to have such an overwhelmingly abrasive lead synth like that, because what's the point? Why do it? All right, next up is Ordinary. Alright, so far we got a little boom bap with a little extra bass in there. It's a weird bass note so far. And so far we're not getting very much of the sample. There's a very narrow frequency band coming through, so it's very quiet. We need more because we just have this bass note droning, which is a weird bass note anyway. And then which is a strange bass note, and then we're missing out on a very, very large portion of the sample because it's all filtered out. I think you filtered out too much of the sample and didn't necessarily account for how little sonic content's left based on what you took out. So I think we need more of that sample, less droning on the bass, and I wasn't huge on the bass line anyway, so it was 3 drums playing some real simple stuff, which could work if the sample was super dope and you wanted to just highlight what was going on in the sample. But when it's just a two bass notes going back and forth, and then a sample we can barely hear. Not that engaging having those drums. So I think we just need more. We need more out of that. All right, next up we got Jop de Court, aka the best beats of all time. Demo 2. Let's hear this. It's the DR2. This is very car commercial-esque to me. Yeah, you need to bring back the Elliot says he misses the best beats tag. You gotta bring that back. I don't like this art. This art's a little too prominent, and also it's it's like slightly ahead of the beat, so that's problematic. Oh, that fucking Joel! I didn't even realize that was you over there. Let's see. Very generic. This is Dirty Rag. Machine drum synths much. It wasn't awful or anything. It was it sounded like something that might be in like a like Fitbit commercial, or like a Gatorade commercial. I should say. They got all that folksy shit for Fitbit, or like an Acura commercial. I didn't really like the ARP that was going on at all, so I would lose that arpeggiator. The rest was like decent, but you could have done some more. You could have done some catchy synth melodies and stuff. So I would focus on that, work on your like composition stuff on top of that beat, and fill out the arrangement with some more interesting things, and lose the arpeggiator. Here's Mkata, Marco Voltillo, El Marco. Jesus. One of the tags on this on SoundCloud is Sauron. This is very, very slow. Granted, the description says there is nothing here in this void, so maybe you're trying to sort of create that super slow feel. For some reason, in this guy's related tracks, there's always this rap this guy made about Waffle House, talking about like Dirty Rat, or not Dirty Rat, Grand Vegeta used a quote from like the rap in one of his songs he made sampling all that shit, where he's talking about like, all I want to do is take a shit at a Denny's. It's always here in his related tracks. I don't know why. This is super slow. That intro was like way too long. Elliot likes the synth sound. I think I'm into it. I don't like that little static 8-bit white noise hit. But this is so slow. if something's gonna go that slow, you need the right programming to compensate for it, and I'm not sure it really had that, because it still just felt super, super, super slow. So let's skip ahead, see if it speeds up or anything. If someone was rapping on it, it might not feel so slow, but it feels crazy slow without anything on it. But you had a nice little atmosphere going on. Nothing was really sticking out. It was real minimalist, moody. I didn't hate it or anything. So, Wheelie G says there's no punch in it whatsoever. The weakest trap beat he's heard in a minute. I would say that is true, but at the same time, you were sort of going for like a minimalist thing, so maybe didn't need it, but I would agree that you could probably get some more punch out of that, either with different drum sounds or just working with your mix a little bit better. But next up we got David Johnson. Coco David Johnson remix. We'll see about this. Might have to bomb it.
I'm in love with the coco. I got it for the Lolo.
The hook's okay. We'll see.
I'm in love with the coco. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Whip it through the glass, nigga. I'm in love with the coco. I got it for the Lolo.
Very much SoundCloud core.
I'm in love with the coco. Turn up, turn up. Whip it through the glass, nigga. I'm in love with the coco. I got
But at the same
it
time,
for the Lolo.
I like it.
I'm in love with the coco. Turn up, whip it through the glass, nigga. If you snitching, I go loco. Hit you with that 38. Niggas thinking that I'm solo. 50 deep, they like, oh no. I'm in love with the coco.
I think you got too much of the
I got it for the
track in it.
Lolo.
You should just let the
I'm
beat
in
breathe a
love
little bit.
with the coco. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Whip it through the glass, nigga. I'm in love with the coco. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the coco. Turn up, whip it through the glass, nigga. I'm in love with the coco. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the coco. Turn up, whip it through the glass, nigga.
I liked the beat. It sounded like a bunch of shit I've heard. But at the same time, it's like it's a good sound. I mean, even though it's everywhere and sort of been done a lot lately, it still sounds good, and it's still got a little bit of, it still takes some work to put into it. Some things, when you're sort of treading on commonly done sounds, it's like a 5-minute FL beat, and then all of a sudden you've got like a Metro Boomin beat. But this sort of thing takes a little bit more than that. So, and it's a sound I like, even if I've heard a lot. So shout out to that. I would lose a lot more. I would minimize all the actual Love with the Coco samples. Cut out like 3/4 of the ones that were in there. That was David Johnson. Next up we got Thug Box. This is called A Song for Cats. I don't know about that sort of offbeat kick. It's a nice enough sample. A lot of weird syncopation in the drum. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. I don't know about this synth. This sounds like it would be right at home with some Jet Life shit if you had some more hi-hats going on. Some of the synth lines are good, some of them aren't. Nice sample though. These synths are really sticking out a lot. Constor doesn't like the lead synth. Danny Provolone does not like the lead synth. The sound is really bad. I agree. It really sticks out like a sore thumb. And some of the like a third of the synth lines you were playing, I was like, oh. Yeah, the sample is in 6/8, and he tried to flip it to 4/4, and it mostly worked. I think that's a very valid thing to do, but there were some weird moments where things felt offbeat. I think there could have been a little bit more going on. You might have been going for super minimalist, but I personally think there could have been a little bit more happening. I know you added some synths, some more drums maybe, and get just some synth sounds that fit a little better. If I say the word synth in a sentence, it gets fucked up. Some synth sounds that sound a little better, and some lines, some melody lines for those synths that are just not bad, because the ones you had in there were really not great. All right, that was Thug Box. Next up, we got Rembrandt 808. It's my favorite brand of toothpaste. That's a brand of toothpaste too, right? We'll see where this goes. Yeah, I wasn't biting his comment, I was sharing his comment. I read it verbatim. I can't decide about this. Oh, the sample is used already. Sounds really empty, says Young Dannon. I agree. We need more going on. It's a nice sample, but I don't think you necessarily added enough. It does feel empty. I agree with that. You could fill it out with some more drums, some more programming, more other stuff. You had some bass, but it was sort of minimalist, so you could fill stuff in with some more synths, some more other stuff. I don't know if the reverse part really worked all that well. Reverse is sort of a hit or miss thing. So, yeah. That was decent. Some people liked it. Some people weren't too hot on it, but a lot of people were just thinking of the Flatbush track that sample is from. So, you got to differentiate a little bit better. All right, next up is Magic, a.k.a. J Dollar. got some.
Cold is the season. Cold is the season. Cold is the season.
Sort of seems like there's some mismatch going on rhythmically right now. Oh. The drums don't match up. All right. What was that? What was that? That was weird as hell. Not what I expected with the sample, and it just straight up didn't match. I don't have anything else to say. It just got to match. It was just straight up different tempos. It was way too fast. That was weird. Strange choice. All right, next up we got Timbo.
Share of revelation
Flicka something.
I've had during my time here. It came to me when I tried to classify your species. I realized that
We got the Matrix
they're not
sample.
actually mammals. Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment.
We got 30 seconds of
Humans
Agent
do
fucking
not.
Smith.
You move to an area and you
Not a fan
multiply
so far.
and multiply until every natural resource is consumed. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area. There is another organism on this planet that
Jesus Christ, if this hits a minute with no music,
Do you know what it is?
that's a bomb.
A virus. Human beings are a disease.
1 minute. Alright, next up we got A. Johnson. This track's called Pray. I don't like that saw, that like bass synth in the background. Sounds like some lame ass, poorly chosen, like when Tyler the Creator picks like straight up god awful synths. The drums kind of like, I like the vibe of the drums, but there's some sounds in the drums I don't like. I really don't like that bass synth at all. It sounds super bad. The drum sounds make this sound like a stock machine or battery drum kit. So they're like mostly good, but they have some goofy shit going on a little bit. But the programming's alright. Nuclear Cheese says he's loving it, gotta be honest. Swagmaster likes it. Cloud Easy likes it. Fam likes the sample. That was kind of nice. It was nice overall, I think. That bass synth was just bad. There was stuff I liked about the drums. I think the programming you could have done a little bit more with it. It seemed slightly unfinished programming wise, if that even makes sense. Siri, what the? But it was nice overall. So a lot of the textures you had going on in the drums, it filled stuff out a lot. So that was
For
cool.
the next tune, I'd like to play something.
Alright, this is Danny Provolone. He's always got his album art on point. Ooh. Look at this art. That's good. I like the sample. I think the drums are a little lacking in fidelity. Yeah, the drum, that snare, it had a little bit too much like ring to it. Like whenever your snares got that sort of nasty. I don't know if y'all ever had like drum sets or fucked with real drums. But sometimes that snare's got that real nasty like resonant tone to it. And that sample has it. It's got just a little too much of it. Who said... Yeah, who said that? Constra says it's a little too lo-fi, dirty for the sample. Yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. So, too much timbre, says Young Dannon. But I like the sample. Although the chords, you could maybe clarify the progression a little bit. It gets a little muddy at sometimes, so maybe there's some frequencies you could take out, sort of clear up what's happening there a little bit. All right, next up we got Taquan, aka this long ass name, Kanye West type beat, Super Metroid Trap. We'll have to see where that goes. We got the computer tape sounds arpeggiator. I think this was supposed to be inspired by Real Friends. I'm not really getting that vibe. Yeah, the arpeggiator was like in the wrong key or something. Wasn't huge on it. We've had a lot of the same things so far. This sort of like slapback piano could be sort of cool, but the drums and the tempo and the programming is like super boring. Super boring. Jimmy McGill. Helps with the feel a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the bass. There's some pitched up 808 that keeps coming in and it's no good. There's a lot of parts to this beat, a lot of sections that seemingly have nothing to do with one another. If you're gonna have that groove on your kick and snare, and it's something you program with hats to sort of make the feel work, and you drop out the hats, or it takes you a while to bring the hats in, our first impression is just it's some boring ass, just some horribly boring kick drum pattern or kick snare pattern that's just like super empty and super rigid and super just boring. That's what I thought. And then the hats came in and it helped a little bit, but at the same time, I still had that. The feel had already been established as being shit. So you just want to take care of that. And that ARP, you had it in there on top of the other synths. It didn't really work. I don't know about having that piano synth play, or that piano lead with the slapback delay go on for so long with nothing else. You want to switch it up sooner, switch it up more intensely. I don't know, but we just need more variety. All right, Mega Voodoo was supposed to be up next, but his track cannot be found. Next up, we got Lord Bidoof. His track's called Mood Indigo. Yeah, too big, Jazzy Fox. This is a little messy so far. Oh, the chops you had, Kevin, that was tight. You should expand on those for sure. I meant to tell you. This goes from being perfectly on the beat to having heavy swing within the drums, and I don't like it. That was just a really bad MIDI keyboard drum set, and then the Mood Indigo sample. You need to do a little more, and then use the sample more effectively if you're gonna use it. It just felt like like it didn't serve a purpose, and the drums were just sort of all over the place in a really bad way. So, yeah, you got to build that out. You got to establish a more concrete feel that you stick to in the drums instead of whatever was going on in there. So, all right. Next up, we got Dan Helfer's Deft Jams. Edward, I was telling you in the comments, if you've never made beats before, and especially if you've never used Ableton before, Machine Studio all the way, or one of the machines, if not the studio. It's a lot more inclusive. You'll be disappointed if you get the push and the sweet library and expect to like knock out some beats. This is crazy. What's going on? This is kind of cool, but we're getting too much synth, not enough drums. Why didn't I wear pants? Why did I wear shorts? That's a good question. These synths are too much. This is all over the place. Alright. I don't know what the title of that means. If that was all happening like behind some cool ass drums, that might be cool. But it was happening on some very boring drums, and it was like way out in front of them. So we were just getting a ton of weird ass sounds with no way to comprehend what was happening in the beat. And there was just more and more stuff getting layered in. It was just getting loud as hell. So we just need more on top of that. This is EDs. He stay making the Dre stuff. A little bit too much reverb on that clap snare thing. I mean, I wear shorts a lot, but I didn't realize at the time shorts are not good on video or on tape. This is nice and clean. You've done some shit that was like exactly like this before. You could sort of really nail this to a T. You could probably try and make it a little bit more modern, but it's nice. Houndstra says it's a clean beat, but it's corny at the same time. I agree. It's nice, but you still have to like overcome a little bit this corny factor. Too repetitive, says Jazari. Could add some more. Solid. Yeah, you definitely know how to nail that sound down. I think you could just sort of evolve it a little bit further. And see where it goes, you know. All right, next up is Yay 183. A really neat trap song. This track is for Chase, it says. Fuck Chase. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, the art says this kid right here. Look. Ah, look at this kid's face with this MS Paint. Jesus. Woo. Alright, sorry Chase. Had to go. Had to go. That was too much. All those sounds were real goofy. I Am Roar liked it. Said it was low-key hitting. It's a Hobson going in type beat. This Captain. That was goofy as hell. Thanks for the art though. I like the art. Alright, next up is CJ Houston. This track's Jungle. Oh no! We got the octaves back and forth. I hope we get some real house vibes going on. What in the world? Jennifer Lopez, hop on this right quick, says Elliot. Yeah. like someone sprinting in the Maze Runner to save their like beloved. Not a fan, CJ. You missed the damn train. Go home. I was not great. Not great. All right. Next up, we got Elliot. Save us. I don't know about that chord switch, Elliot. Little Tyler the Creator vibes in the way of sort of making up your own theory rules. Ooh, I like this filtered more. The bass I'm not huge on. I like the overall vibe, but yeah, some of those chord switches I could do without. And I wasn't huge on the bass sound. It was a little too fatty, a little too. I don't know what the fuck that means. It was a little too rumbly. It wasn't. It didn't really like cut through. It was just muddy and a little gross. So. There could have been a lot more punch, yeah. I agree with that, Young Dan, and not much punchiness in the mix, he says. But the chord progression could go. So, I like the vibe on the whole, though. So, shout out to Elliot. Next up, we got Apple Jump 63. This is new. The track is called Chips. Chops, in parentheses. His name is Apple Chips. Apple Jump. Apple butter. Berry butter. Peanut butter. Almond butter. A little slow to start. We'll see how when it comes in fully. If you really get the shit popping or not. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. There are some nice chords here. Some of the progression isn't that great. Some of it's nice. Oh yeah, I gotta do more machine tutorials soon. Little bit of a letdown so far. I was hoping the drums would be more intricate. Some intense kick drum action. Sounds like you're going to program, you drop the keyboard. And you didn't ever fix it after. Alright. This is a little too slow. And all the sounds are super stock. Hey! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was a cool little mix-up on the drum pattern, I will say. But none of the sounds were particularly great. And the chords were lacking. There were like 2 or 3 changes where it sounded real interesting, and then the rest did not live up to the standard that those changes set, which can be hard if you like really nail some dope little jazz change to make everything else work with that. It can be tough because those changes can sound so dope that it just makes everything else sound stupid, especially if you're just fucking around and you luck into that. So that was super slow. The drums didn't necessarily fill things out like I would have liked. If you'd had some more stuff outside of your basic 808 kick, snare, hi-hat, which I was hoping for, some other sort of world percussion type shit, it could have been nicer. So just explore some different drum sounds, fill out the programming, and see what you can do about the chords to maybe get it all being dope. Uh-oh. Oops. This is a fucking, like putt-putt goes to the devil. Weird-ass music. Lost me. Sorry, Gowan. That was incredibly hard to follow. And it sounded very strange. I'll leave it at that. Next up is 526. It's called The New Frontier. Let's hear this. Kick is really lacking on the bass, and just the drums are just a little too lo-fi in general. They're a little too cardboard box sounding right now. Super thin. I agree, Dana. Is this Cold Grits? I don't think so. That's not Cold Grits. Well, it could be a very, very poorly filtered version of Cold Grits. You're right. If it was fully chopped up. It might be. You might be right, actually. If they chopped up all the hits. Cold Grits is hard to make work because it's hard to find a copy with the right bass. You usually gotta layer shit in. Yeah, the drums are really thin. You gotta work on those. The sample is nice, but I think you needed to do more because it's a little bit of a it's a little too ethereal of a sample to like carry shit. And I guess you were doing that with the drum programming, so I guess you were already doing more to counteract that. But I think there needs to be more melodic stuff happening too. And your drums just need to be fatter and punchier all around, so you can keep those same sounds on top and layer under them. Or just totally swap them out entirely, maybe. So there's some good programming going on there, but all right. Next up is Stephen B. No homo. This is the sample's a little too happy-go-lucky. A little too happy-go-lucky. When did I start making beats? 2006, 2007. Oh no. Like out the Teletubbies. They're dancing with the baby in the sun, eating Tubby custard. That sample gets a little messy. I don't know. I kind of like the sample, but definitely not with those drums where it's just like with the right drums on it and the right feel, it could work, but definitely not like that, I don't think. But that baby crying type sound that was happening was a little ridiculous. I know it was just someone singing, but the way it was chipmunked was a little too much. A little too much. All right, we got about 4 more left. Next up, we got Sampo 2K6. Alright, we got the Dilla Jackson 5, I Can't Get You Off My Mind sample. Time Stretch to Hell, just like Dilla did it that one time. Boo! Boo! You're gonna flip this like one of the most famous Dilla tracks, and this is what you're gonna do? This weird swung 808 shit. Yeah, I can't fuck with that. I just don't think there's any way you could flip that sample. Well, there are ways you can flip that sample and still use it, but to just not flip it and have it be as it was originally is a poor choice. Just a poor choice overall, because then you're automatically comparing yourself to some real famous, real classic shit, and then there's no way you could ever live up to that.
Our hidden camera house from all over Texas in hopes of meeting a young teen home alone.
All right, the description for this. This is from Grand Riggedy. It's called Holiday Adventure. It says, I've been going back and forth on whether or not to post this. This could cost me my job. Over this past year, I've been interning at ABC News, handling numerous post-production duties. These past 2 weeks, we've been recording sound effects for upcoming To Catch a Predator episodes and died when this tape landed in my inbox. Wonder where Sanders was for a few weeks. Coincidence the boy's name is Kevin? Some travel to be with friends and family over the holidays. Some slump in a cell. Some make resolutions. Some have to wait for more track booths to post bail. 1% of my Powerball winnings tonight will be set aside for Sanders' legal fees. All right, what? There's no way he actually works on this show.
Our hidden camera house from all over Texas in hopes of meeting a young teen home alone. Some come looking not for girls, but for boys. Meet 23-year-old
Sandrew.
He's here to meet a boy who told him online he was 14. The decoy says, "You won't tell anyone I'm gay, will you?" And QX for Boy 19 replies, "If you don't tell anybody, you blanked my blank."
Hey, hold on a second, I gotta change my shirt, yeah. It's still day.
He went super weird with it from the start. Yeah, bitch.
I saw you brought your bag. Were you planning on spending the night?
I mean, like, I don't know.
So you think it's fine?
If you ask me.
How far did you travel today?
I'm from Austin, Texas.
You must have been hoping for something really special to drive that far on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
What was your plan here with this 14-year-old boy?
I'm sort of getting choked or something. I don't really know exactly.
Then he tells me he had a tough time growing up gay and wanted to help the young boy he expected to be here.
So you were here to mentor this boy. And did that mentoring process include having sex with him?
I mean, yeah. Like, I don't know.
This gets pretty freaky here. You talk about sex acts with a dog.
You don't really want me to say anything about that. Just be glad I didn't do a full 4-minute child detective rap, because that's where that would have gone.
He also sends Kevin a link to gay pornographic websites.
I mean, the issue here is not gay or straight. The issue here is adult child. You say, I love to a young man, deep and do you recall that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to hate on that, especially for hitting it so many times. And that's what I like about Kevin. So, you can just leave it as it is, I guess.
He appears finished answering questions and starts asking some of his own.
Hold on, just before this goes any further, Kevin, why? I just ask why. Why is this happening? What did I do? Kevin, you're wrong as fuck.
I'll get to that in a minute. I have a few more questions for you. How old are you?
How old am I? 23 with a money tree.
So you just woke up this morning and said, I'm going to get involved in an internet conversation with a 14-year-old boy. I'm going to go to his house, strip naked, and walk in with a 12-pack of beer.
It's hard to say because you're like, damn, I want to do this, but I have no idea how. And then you got to learn what you're doing. And then once you start to know what you're doing, it'll come easier. But you might have to sort of make yourself do it. Holy shit.
You do. So you're an expert in this area.
I mean, yeah. That's what I do anyway.
You also gave him a laundry list of sexual acts that you wanted to engage with him in.
As Kevin put it, a dick and ass exclusive.
It sounds like you sure wanted to, based upon this.
As is often the case, after a long drive, he needs to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta hit the toilet. I'll be right back.
No, I need you to stay in the chair, please. Have you met other young boys on the internet before?
Once or twice. Quite a few.
And how many of these folks have you actually met in person? 30, 40?
31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it's not the first time you've done this.
Stop hating. I'm gonna be honest. Probably 50 or 60. Easily.
What about condoms? Did you bring condoms?
I've got some you know, if you're hanging out with someone.
So you brought a rose, alcohol, and some condoms. What does that add up to?
I honestly, do I know what the fuck I'm doing right now? Nope.
Did you bring marijuana?
I'm blazed up. Man, I should have brought some like size 18 LA gears. What's the other one? Like, man, I don't know. I got nothing more to say.
Now, something you got to know. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing stories on adults who try to meet teens on the internet for sex.
Damn, Kevin, that was a setup I didn't even know was a setup.
Now, everything you've just said has been recorded with our hidden cameras from the moment you pulled into the driveway.
Don't do that. There's no point doing that. You don't need to put it onto the world. Put the cameras off me. Take the cameras off me.
Well, you're free to go. And you can take your stuff with you.
Fuck you.
He makes his way out of the backyard through the garage, where police are waiting to arrest him. Stick around and wait till you see what he does next.
Wow. Holy shit. He didn't even put a beat with it. Wow, people said Grand Riggedy fell off. That was, Jesus Christ. That was impressive. That was good. Fucking Riggedy, man. That's a wrap. That's it. We were almost done anyway. How could we continue, possibly? There's no way. How are there still 43 in the fucking queue? Oh, Jesus. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. This gets an honorary bomb of approval. That's it. That's it for tonight. I'll finish up on another day. Presumably Sunday. Shout out to Sunday Squad. If you don't make it tonight, you make it on Sunday. So, shit, I'm out of here. That's it. And, that's it. So, Grand Riggedy is back. Make no mistake. He's been biding his time. He's stronger than ever. On that Voldemort tip. I'm out.